Hi, I'm Maddie Casto. I'm a young woman who's been filling up your Twitter feed, your Instagram feed, your Facebook feed, hashtagging you, tagging you, shouting out to you, saying hello, and who has created her own page, Maddie for Torrid Modeling. I am a New York-based actress who was born and raised in Columbus, Ohio, and who moved to New York almost 5 years ago. And I have to give Torrid a lot of credit to where I am today. I've worn some of your clothing and dresses to some of the most influential and important auditions and cabarets and performances of my life that I know have made so many things possible and have put me where I am today, and I have been forever grateful. And Torrid has also been the very first store that I can walk into and feel completely free and completely myself. And I look at things and I remember the first time I went to a Torrid store, I just kind of stood there for a minute and I was like, is this real? Everything in this store will be in my size. Everything in this store will fit me. I will have to be careful or I will spend all of my money. So I remember getting the email about a week ago that, along with, I'm sure, the thousands and hundreds of thousands of women that you send this email out to, that you were looking for the next face of Torrid. And I got so excited. I looked at it and I was like, can I do this? Is this a possibility? And being an actress, you already kind of know that you've made some pretty crazy choices, and you kind of become a gypsy and you kind of throw all luck and all belief and hopes into the wind and just hope that something crazy, wonderful happens. And so I looked at it for a second and I thought, yes, I can make this happen. And so I got so excited and I filled out all the paperwork and I sent in my pictures and my body shots and the video and I filled out all the questions and I sent it all in. And I didn't read the fine print close enough until after I'd done that, and that this was just a pre-screening for one of the open calls that Torrid was having. And I did my research afterwards, and I've come to find out that there are only a handful of these open calls that you're having, and I can't go to any of them because I am a actress who is working in Charleston, South Carolina, since, you move to New York and you usually find work outside of the city, from the city. And I'm doing a musical called Groovy Kind of Love with 34 West Theater Company, and I have shows on every single day that you guys are having an open call. And so of course, I was really bummed, and I, had been so excited to submit everything, and I'm very passionate about the brand and what the brand represents and, who you represent and all the positive body image and hope and joy that you give to plus size women. And I had a moment of pause. And I came to the conclusion that that wasn't good enough, that I couldn't give up. And so I started my campaign of Maddie for Torrid Modeling on Facebook and Instagram, and I reawoke my Twitter account. I've never quite been Twitter savvy, but I'm learning. I'm up to almost 300 followers on Twitter, and I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know if people would acknowledge it. I wouldn't know if people would share it. I wouldn't know if people would like it. I wouldn't know if people would even pay attention. And it has officially been a week since I have started my campaign and have sent in my preliminary audition reel and paperwork to your company. And already I have had 700 or almost 700 likes on my page, Maddie for Torrid Modeling. I've had close to 6,000 likes. I've had shares and hashtags and people retweeting and Instagramming, and I've found some very incredible other plus size women who are working for you and who are working for other clothing companies that have started to tweet me back and Instagram me back. And one such being Jessica Kane, who's the editor-in-chief of Scorch magazine, who was inspired by Torrid. And I knew it was going well when I reached my first 100 likes and Jessica shouted out to keep going. And I've also realized that the reason why it wasn't good enough is that Torrid gave me a voice. Torrid gives women, plus size women, a voice in everyday life. We can wear something that we're proud of and we can show up and do what we do best. We can do our passion. We can live what's inside of ourselves. And I've also come to realize that I could be a role model. And as a big of a deal as it would be to be a model, to, you know, be on the covers of your magazines, of your ads, in the stores and all over, and, you know, to become someone as hugely popular and as inspiring as Tess Holliday, the reason I want to do this is to be a voice for others. There have been so many women I've met in my life who've come up to me after a show and said, you know, you played me. You're a plus size woman just like me, and this is what you're doing. And I want to be that. You know, that's why we do this. I tell stories for a living. I give a voice to someone who didn't have one. And I want to give a voice to so many people who have tried to wear that outfit, who can't fit into that outfit, who have been denied because of their size, who don't believe in themselves anymore, or who is that 7-year-old who is still wearing their leggings and their matching scrunchie, the little round girl with glasses and braces who would come up to me and hug my knees after a show and say, I want to be just like you.